lid should shut properly now.
Really? Just the one barrel? Yeah, they just ceased to be. The water slowed to a trickle even before it reached it. Probably shouldn't have used a shotgun, but oh well. Okay, let's go around and move this first. Got my shots back anyway. Ooh, maybe a little extra. Something down here. Keep out. Oh, this is reassuring. Oh, definitely. Enter at your own risk. Those arms are fucked up. Don't put your hand in the water. Big one from earlier.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again. The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, new boy, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally, a touch of lucidity. Learn to respect the laws of Ascalon.
You know what? I fought harder than you.
I am Fergal Banch, and the hand that crushes all.
And you're an idiot. Come on then. Oh, I had the wrong weapon out. Explains a lot.
Dare challenge the dictates of Ascalon?
Ah! Dinner! Dinner is served. Ah! Parrying. Nom 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 nom. You know, given all the vampire powers we have, he's a very just a blunt force guy. You know, he doesn't have any fancy pizzazz. Does he just
Vanished. I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name.
Okay, he's got this, so alright, that's something.
And thine shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle.
It's just I'm wondering, like, are these powers that we have due to who made us? I swore there was a thing here saying that how much healing I would get from biting. Come on. Ha! Whoa! Hail to the king, baby! Oh no! Bite, bite. I'm getting overconfident. But yeah, our ability pool might be down to the guy who made us. Come on.
You found your death in me.
But have I found a friend? Ah! Let me get some blood back. Mama bird feeding a hatchling. Come on. Hail to the king, baby.
I shall tear you apart and spill my blood to the pissing wells. Your blood is now mine.
Okay, he's got a few moves.
Return to your apothecary and needles.
Actually, I thought he turned invisible or something. But no, he just literally climbed up on scaffolding. Or, you know, the ceiling. Whoop! Come on, come on.
I shall crush you.
Yeah.
Down, stay down.
Whoa, baby!
Foolish Ekon.
Says that as if he isn't one.
I shall crush you. Return to your apothecary and needles.
Fuck. I don't mind taking a hit as long as it doesn't heal him. Okay, heal again.
Your blood is now mine. Down, stay down.
Has the stamina bar... Have the brackets for it gotten smaller? Whoa! And that's how you party hard. So, was that what? No, that's probably not what the guy wanted to show me. I just kind of stumbled into it.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath. The poor creature is bleeding to death. He cannot be far.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst.
Huh. It's a skull settlement. Can't you even help the guy into a bed?
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Egon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon, but I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Uh-huh.
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Scowl.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
I was thinking it was one of the other types we read about, but I can't remember what one was what one.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
So was it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Explains why he was so calm about the other guy.
The god of Priwan is hunting him. He is suspected of murder.
The scars have always been hunted by humans and vampires alike. I teach them how to survive against the odds.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
distance, Echo. Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
I'm expected to see her again.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Swollen arm.
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. Oh, my body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Christ.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
I need to get the other one in here to help, if she would cooperate.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Ooh.
Your room. The blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
It's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always alone.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
You sought vengeance by your own hand, and someone else obliged you. Very convenient. Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. I saw him near the docks, and rightly I wished him dead. And I am happy he is. It's true. But I didn't kill him. I was too tired.
I think she's got, you know, the shadow abilities? Like, we can make shadows appear under people and all that. She might have that going on.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Supremacy of Ekons. There's no coincidence that Ekons are the most eminent, most numerous of all vampires. Ekons are the true aristocracy of immortals, and if I may add, they're the only ones able to stay at the top of the food chain. Everywhere I travelled, I only met Ekons assuming mortal lives or forming an immortal society. Ekons are the most human, most clever, and most educated of all vampires. Don't get me wrong, I've nothing against more exotic species like Volkhood, who share the gift of immortality with us. Most of them can prove useful, if properly canalized towards a clear goal, but they lack the important trait of all, the ability to mingle with immortals without being spotted. Therefore, the Aslan Club should only accept Ekons of the highest lineage as members of the inner circle. Depending on circumstances, Volkhoods could be accepted as war dogs or hunting hounds, as long as they obey our laws. Luckily enough, these lesser cousins have a natural tendency to submit and obey their masters. Ooh, how friendly.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us, spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Why do you live here? Amongst the filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course, our past.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the guard of Priwen. The Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
Fair enough.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she's a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Sean Hampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
The arrows. Oh, this one a lot better than I anticipated. Very nice queen bed. Common mace. Uh, 145. 176. So this is just practically an improvement over what I've been using. Ah. Except it doesn't come with parry. It comes with stun as a weapon ability. One, two, three, four, five, six. I need to make 6 anti-fatigues.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? The vampire hunters will never find us.
Seems we can't read it. Can't find out more about them. They're just there's people there, but they're not like normal citizens you run into. That is really nice that it just pops it all back into your stash for you. Because you can build up a nice little backlog of it. A little store of it. Just automatically. It's very handy. Woo.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Night shelter. Not sure what the pop-up there was. That is a rather grim thought.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
God, he's ominous.
Are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You make no distinction between the living and the skulls, do you?
We are God's children, Dr. Reed, one and all, and he's determined to save us.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
Seems... I don't remember him being as padre before, but maybe just the way the conversation's gone, or maybe he's a little cuckoo from becoming a Skal.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
That's how you say it. I've seen that name before. Oasis. The one the Tavern Cast people uses that as his his character handle. They used it in the show to reveal his name was Eloy, I think.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
Oasis.
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Probably one of
Harriet
the oldest,
is
if
possessed
not.
by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
There, I'm just kind of thinking about it. He may actually be able to restrain himself. Um, um, you know, like basically, like I was saying earlier, you know, maybe he's, you know, delusional due to transformation and just gone harder on the religious side. But maybe, like, think Dexter from the show, like, he's that code he lives by, and he keeps any of his urges wrapped in place because of it, through it. And maybe it'll be the same. He would wrap, you know, binding himself down with the faith, with, you know, with it, you know, for keeping those urges at bay. I suppose there's always the issue of how long would that last, especially given that he's an immortal now. But maybe it would be okay. But if I can turn him, I'm inclined to.
My discover is vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you, if what old Bridget says is true. I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your cheptel, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reed. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't
This is
imagine
going wrong
God
again.
intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No.
I said kneel and drink. Now.
I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with that choice. It went a lot rougher than I intended. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be so resistant. And then, no, I was hoping, I'd have loved if he gave me a choice to be like, oh, fine, if you don't really want it, I'll let you, you know, you can, you know, we can give this a shot. Enforcing the issue just made me feel like an asshole. I just failed him inherently.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game.
Who's this guy? I don't think any of these are people we know. What's on his chest? I think it's his wallet.
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
Let's courier a message to him. An old and elegant brooch belonged to Jonathan's mother. A cheap leather wallet found on a corpse left in front of Sean Hampton's night shelter. The wall contains an official paper of repatriation and demobilization with the address of the victim. Funny, I'm actually just watching season 1 now of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So Jonathan.
You again? What?
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I knew it! Did you find the money too?
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. Badly. Well, thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well, I'll leave.
Alright.
Glad to see?
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No. I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Ah, it's the other guy.
Goodbye.
After that high-pitched scream, I guess.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I
Oh,
be of any
or
assistance?
did you mean the corpse?
Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
I'm still regretting all my choices. feel I shouldn't bother using whatever vampire abilities I've unlocked. Those choices never seem to pay off. I could go for the AoE one or the full length one. No, I don't have enough anyway. Might go for the AoE one. Sorry, the bigger, burlier one. I'm kind of inclined towards getting the bottom road out. Can't get that either. Okay, let's see things play out. Oh, the stress of this. If you've ever lived near the docks of East End, you must know who Sean Patrick Hampton is, and if not, you might have heard of him. His name is starting to spread through the entire capital, and the song it sings is one of hope. Sean is the humble founder of the Hampton Asylum, the establishment that he built with his own hands and his convictions. The building, an abandoned warehouse gracefully donated by the Dawson family, then renovated and transformed into what is now the most famous asylum in London. The poor and hungry are welcome under his roof, and with them he shares his food, his care, and his prayers. John Hampton came from a background of misery, but the hardships of life didn't disfigure or maim his profound trust in the Lord. If anything, the faithful man gained an acute empathy in exchange for the torments of poverty. His love of others is renowned throughout the docks. Rare are those who didn't witness Sean cry at the sight of an infirm veteran, an orphan child, or a sick mother. That's how he gained his nickname, the Sad Saint of the East End. John Hampton is so respected that people still stay in his shelter, even after Sad Saint contracted a mysterious disease which forces him to rest a lot, take his meals away from his flock. While in some other parts of London, people step back as soon as someone coughs in public. Men and women accept to eat and sleep in the Hampton Asylum, safest place in the East End docks. Even more now that he's actually a vampire. Well, to be fair, it's Scald. A ghoul. Ghoul is still burly as shit, but for a normal human, but even more so that now that he's a vampire. But it seems to have gone fine. The building looks dirty, the stench around the place is awful for a delicate soul, but there's hope and love there. The doubt hole has been low and stable for days. Okay, no events have taken place there. There's an event over there. Let's push on and continue with this quest. Kevin's leveling up, so it's a little higher than me.
This is no place for you, sir.
Well, sadly, you're in my way.
Stop there! Step forwards, we've got one of them! Find this boy! Hey, leeching!
Beat him down.
This is no place for you, sir.
Wait. Oh, this is where we found the other guy to begin with.
Bloody monster!
Ha! Thought I heard a werewolf. Okay, down here we go. Go with God.
The power of the Lord commands you.
Ow. I went with God there. Just looking next Humble Monthly. It's well, Humble Choice. It's not great.
It's locked.
Oh, I missed this.
This is no place for you, sir. Don't come closer.
Can't do it with them there.
Bloody burn it, boys!
Ah. And I even managed to discover about, about the, the correct parrying time by accident on a boss. Games often do that, but I tend to ignore it, so I just don't even acknowledge it as a thing. Oh, you did commendably.
Oh my god!
And the street.
Lead spotted.
I pay taxes. So to get the parrying right. Finsbury Gate. Random thing to keep in a case in the middle of the street.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
No, maybe it's a new decorating style. Like feng shui, but with gold. Why would you hang...
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Maybe it's a retaliatory killing for... It's retaliatory killing for, let's go in the big guy. Wouldn't be surprised if they already knew.
Where does this blood trail lead?
Ah! This place. Are we gonna get into a boss fight here? So I doubt this is gonna be a peaceful encounter. Huh. A lot of blood there.
Did you hear me?
Invincibility frames, bitch! Oh god. This is probably leading back to the hospital. Don't understand why drag the poor wretch across all the streets to let her expire and be found here. It's surprising. Occasionally make a good point. How's that, Brimsley? Haha. Woo, baby! Treefer! Oh no, he's dead. Whatever will I do? Whoop! The eating sounds are kind of funny, honestly. Best ham sandwich. Who is this?
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire.
Doesn't seem to recognize her, at least.
This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. Only a golden watch in her pockets.
Go. A night's golden watch found in the pocket of a woman killed by an unidentified vampire. A muddy and stale flower, probably the one thrown on Mary's coffin when buried.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
This is finally open. Oh, the little hidey hole I stumbled on previously. It's got stuff now. Or was it just oblivious previously?
Jonathan.
What was that?
Obviously her whispering at you.
I won't let you escape.
Wait a minute.
You're very fast, but I'll catch you. They've all been butchered.
Well, saves me the trouble. Wait. Is there any chance it's Mary? Somehow come back.
I can still sense a presence.
Come to me.
You bet I will.
You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for
Mary,
me.
wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure.
She might suicide now.
I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
So that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular. That of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good.
I hope the priest is gone. Oh, he's not. Whoa! Noms!
You kid! What have you done? Rest in peace, monster.
Damn it. She's very burrowy. You'll find there's very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. We've been offered relative immortality. In fact, we already killed the enforcer of the vampire club. I know, it makes me feel like, shit, you know, this is more endgame than I think. It's meant to be quite a fairly lengthy game. Not nearly like, you know, Witcher, but like 20 hours, so it couldn't be.
God help! Please help me!
So yeah, I'm just puzzled. Un momento, por favor. Yeah, but yeah, it just, I killed the enforcer, I'm going up against the sister now. It feels very endgamey, but I won't say midpoint at most.
Are you alright?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiaoshun. Are you alright?
Yes, I am.
Oh, sorry.
This is the only place where I can find
important bit.
some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshu.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
To be honest, I don't know. Please forgive me if I've upset you. We must all honor our departed loved ones in our own way.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Have you
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
Goodbye.
Oh, she's in fine condition.
Help me, please!
Slayer!
This music's kind of evocative of some Witcher music.
Kiss me again, sweet brother.
Oh damn, I'm fully out of blood. Okay.
Rest in peace, monster. Abomination.
Trainer.
Come to me, Jonathan.
No. We're not in that sort of manga. Whoa, baby!
Assassin! What have you done?
I hit you in the head with a club. It's only a flashy move. Nom 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 nom. He's like the Cookie Monster, but for blood. Whoa! That happened by accident. Yeah, it seems like you really just need to ignore the unlock stuff. It's to bait you into it. Normally they watch every unlock is the best choice. Here it hasn't been. Both times it's been shit. It's actually me fucking up there. It makes me really want to reload and save scum, but you can't.
Christ! Someone help me!
Abomination! Kingslayer, come to me, Jonathan.
Wow. Not as brutal as I was expecting.
You left me to rot in this grave. Rest in peace, monster.
I'm over here. Hope you're enjoying the show, Padre. Let's have tea and cake with a vicar, or you die. Come on, come on. She managed to retain a sliver of it. Hoping.
Kiss me again, sweet brother. You killed me, brother.
But yeah, it's actually triggering my stress and anxiety, the fact that I failed. Didn't make the best of choices.
You've burned away Nurse Crane's mind. You're a monster.
You quite possibly sent your mom to suicide.
What have you done? Abomination. Give me your blood, priest.
Damn it.
Final thoughts are just to die for.
I was hoping to save him, but I was anticipating it.
In this grave, kiss me again.
Abilities are getting a bit more grandiose. Whoa. Do it.
What have you done?
Nice.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. But you've seen how much I save scum choices in in the Witcher games.
Come to me, Jonathan.
Not that kind of we're not. Not that kind of anime here. Wish I made more needles.
Kiss me again, sweet brother.
Whoa. Nom.
What have you done?
Given the general setting and her vomiting and all that, it's just making me think of the wretched modders how Diablo 3.
Come to me, Jonathan. Rest in peace, monster.
I'm not a monster, I'm just drawn that way. Whoa! Shit! Yeah, you come back, but you don't get the items back. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. Oh no, I need to find the hideout. Oh wait, that's the marker. Here's this. Okay. Easily get to a hideout via here. Alright, we gotta kill you first. You know what? I'm gonna head back to the hospital. I've got a few people I need to heal up anyway. You know what? I don't have the patience for you. Though the choices not going the way I anticipated them is stressing me out. I always like making the right choices in games, and that really did not work out here. Oh, you've a cold. Didn't realize.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Sorry to interrupt your farting.
Evening.
Soldier.
Not really. I think you caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now.
Okay. I wonder what the morgue guy has. You know, he might have something nice.
Good evening, Doc.
I'm really stressed about the things going wrong. It's so
Do
frustrating.
you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Gospel.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doc.
Is there anything else that...
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I think I got most of them. I might be missing one beyond this guy. Yeah, I am.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to... Please show, of course.
You just have resources.
Good evening. Do you need well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
You know, that's the one thing I don't like reminders of. My mortality. Would I mind being a vampire? None the slightest. As long as it's goddamn possible.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time.
That is something I was thinking about. He isn't really doing much surgery work, is he? Probably should have done more with that.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need it?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks anyway.
Well, that's because I'm the protagonist.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get some sleep.
I will see you later. Goodbye.
Okay, I'm actually out of medicines. I thought I had more. Oh well, let's go talk to the two here. They've got more lines for me.
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital, caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name. I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Oh, we can't tell her that we killed the other guy.
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye for...
Ah, there you are.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Indeed.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I met one of them. Killed them too.
I found...
Incredible.
I doubt that.
Perhaps.
I'm sorry, my mind's just blanking. I need to check what I said back here. One sec. Eternally word. Eternally word.
What do you know?
Not as...
I crossed paths with one. A terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I've never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
And that goes nowhere. Oh well. Vampire fanboy.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
A small bottle containing improved recipe of Dr. Strickland's new drug. I'm gonna start wrapping up soon. Just wanted to do a little clean up here. Just me patch a few people up, turn in the placebo.
Good evening. And good evening. I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive? Or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Give me a chance to loot his place.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you recall?
I will be...
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse.
Still not sure on that one. soldier boy over here has a cold. Do want to say I've cold medicine on me.
Hello again, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need medic?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
There.
Goodbye, Miss.
Patched everyone here up. Yep, everyone's on the mend. Things are falling apart because I'm looking at them. Ugh. Need to go fix up the other area before I can level up, because I don't want it worsening. So, fatigue, 2 fatigue, 3 fatigue. 3 fatigue, 2 colds, and a migraine. Fatigues, 2 colds, and a migraine. Sure, let's go deal with these now. Even ending up at the right side. Yeah.
This is no place. Look at me. It's up to us. I order you.
Finish it.
We have to stop it. Watch it. It's a killer.
Both of these have fatigue.
Fancy bar.
You never... Do you need help?
To be honest, I'd prefer you take a look at my stuff. I'd rather be rich and sick than the contrary.
I don't quite agree, but I won't argue with you. Please, take this. You'll feel better.
Really? Free? Don't take it personally, but charity usually comes at a price. Human nature being what it is.
Goodbye for...
Cursor is disconnecting.
You again?
Can I offer you...
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please, take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Goodbye.
Even Kerosene Priest over here needs a bit. And he'll be a bit more of a pain in the ass about it.
His father.
Don't you fear getting...
Faith gives me all I need, my son. If I must fall, then so be it.
No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra protection against the devil's work. Medicine.
Blessed be your generosity, my son.
I have...
Well, that didn't go as bad as you'd think. I don't know where he is. Colds and migraines. Oh, that guy's in the Plague District. The Plague area. Alright. Oh, here's Dick Bag.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
They do have difficulties paying if they're a corpse.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
If I were entering into the world of street medicine, it would be on my terms and without such dubious associates as yourself, Mr. Bates.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swambra shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. Made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Have you heard?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
Goodbye, Mr.
Cordial can be the answer to... Good evening.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I have no doubt it will. But I'm not against a second opinion, Dr. Reed.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Take this remedy, but be discreet. It may damage your business otherwise.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Miss...
Kid's fine. That's fine. Now I just need to go down to the guy in the plague area. I think he's over here. Yeah. Nice.
He's mine! I'll take it! Human! Die, vermin!
Nice. I took the wrong turn. Still, I got, you know, that little touch more XP, so that's something. I'm tired. I'm just gonna turn this into this last to this last guy here. Then I'm gonna call it quits. Shouldn't be quite so aggressive. Ow. I think it's because I'm getting tired, but my ability to play is going right out the fucking window. Ow. Did you stop that?
Good evening, sir.
Leave me alone,
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
One that can't be out in the sun.
So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God. I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
I don't know, again, with all the skulls outside, I don't know how she doesn't die. On some of it, I feel they went too balls deep on the amount of vampiric enemies in the game. Rather than keeping them secluded and whatnot. They're there quite brazenly, and yet people seem largely oblivious to them, and somehow avoid them.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visit?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
Have you heard anything?
I don't know who she is.
Fair enough.
You seem unwell, sir. Do you need my assistance?
Actually, I feel worse than usual. Can you give me something?
Yes. I can give you a little something that has been proven effective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Boom, baby. Part of me feels I should go with an ultimate. Let's hope that pays off. Beautiful. It's after moving back up to stable. Woo! Sanitized. Find these last two guys. Alright, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, folks, and I hope you join me again soon. If you don't know what to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, love and peace, baby. We'll go beat the shit out of her sister in a bit. We'll go beat the shit out of her sister, then. Or maybe I'll like to grind a bit more first, just to give myself that bit of an edge. We'll wait and see. Actually, before I go, I can't upgrade my weapon any further, can I? No, I don't have any good handles. Common pistol parabellum. A reliable semi-automatic pistol used by German officers able to fire 3 rounds in quick succession. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything here I can do, so, just gonna leave it here. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you join me again soon. Till then.